Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for May 29th, 2025. Looks like a plunder heavy kingdom. Also got some menagerie. And highest card is Fortune Hunter. Well, that definitely pushes Fortune Hunter more than it would be otherwise. So yeah, trashing wise, we've got that. We've got Enlarge. And then I guess there's Prize Goat, but that's it. That is pretty limited on the trashing front. Enlarging coppers is not very good. Maybe we end up doing some of that, but it's definitely not like what we'd be setting out to do. Opening with a Pious Fortune Hunter does make sense, although it makes Enlarge relatively even like less appealing, I suppose. But and then so we've got plus actions from Wealthy Village and Harbor Village, and sort of from First Mate. Well, not sort of, but like I don't know. I'm not super seeing that come into play. Maybe if you have a bunch of animal fairs, or I guess a bunch of fortune hunters, I guess it could be. But the draw to X thing does not look very relevant here. But still, this is a lot of plus actions. Draw-wise, we've got Barge and Wayfarer, and then again the First Mate thing. I'm not really seeing that, but that's still a good amount of draw. And also the silvers from Wayfarer can provide food for Enlarge. I guess first, if you have an Enlarge in play and then you have a First Mate, that there is something there, but that's going to be tough to line up. Plenty of plus buy. There's Barge. There's Sack of Loot. There's the actual loot. Potentially Animal Fair. There's Rush. Doesn't look like anything super exciting we can do super early here, but like rushing an Enlarge into play, or a Barge. Maybe other cards that end in Arge could be good. Even Cabin Boy. Rush. If you have 6 rush, you can rush a Cabin Boy and then immediately turn it into one of these. Anyway, we probably do want a silver because there's a lot of expensive stuff that we want. So let's go Silver Fortune Hunter. We go Cabin Boy. Interesting. Well, so down there we have Estate, 4 copper, and Fortune Hunter. Worst case scenario, we bottom deck the Fortune Hunter and we hit 4 again. We probably buy another one to trash another estate. Although we could just buy like a Harbor Village. Best case scenario, we bottom deck the estate. We play, and Fortune Hunter, does it discard? No, it puts the rest back. That's right. Okay, so anyway, which is potentially good if we end up rushing an Enlarge, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. So best case scenario is we see Fortune Hunter and 4 copper, and that's already 6 coins, and then we're guaranteed to be able to hit 7 for rush and Enlarge. If we see Fortune Hunter 3 copper estate, then we need to see the silver to be able to do it. So altogether, altogether, the odds that we get to do that are pretty low. We either need to specifically bottom deck the estate, or we need to find the silver. Neither of those are very likely outcomes, so I don't think we should count on that. And as such, I think maybe we just take an Enlarge. It's our first 5 here. The other thing we could do, well, so There's two sources of loot here. There's Sack of Loot and there's Wealthy Village. In order to activate Wealthy Village, we kind of want Sack of Loot, at which point it becomes a lot easier to... At which point we're already getting loot. So there's like, that's a lot of loot. So there's the question of like, do we want to get a Sack of Loot and get that going? And B, there's the question of, do we want a barge to try to help us hit Sack of Loot? Well, the Fortune Hunter might do that itself, right? If we don't hit the 7 for Russian Large, we might hit 6 for Sack of Loot. I think... So, the other thing with Enlarge, if we're generating a bunch of loot, we can just enlarge that into provinces and potentially, like, play a sort of fast province rushy type of thing. We'll still want some draw for that. So, altogether, I'm a little more inclined towards the barge. Enlarging estates is good here, but it's not the best thing. And maybe we just try to draw our way through copper. We can get more fortune, a few more Fortune Hunters to trash a little bit more. Well, okay. I mean, that works. All right, so options here. We can take another Fortune Hunter and get to trash another card. Or we could take a Harbor Village because we are going to need some plus actions. We are going to need some plus actions. I don't think we want to trigger the shuffle here, although 3 coins is not the best. I guess if we do next turn the barge, we don't necessarily need a village. We sure will after that. And the issue that we potentially run into is it's like, okay, well, if we're going to buy a Sack of Loot, we still don't have a village. We could potentially enlarge into it, but there's no guarantees of that. Although if we next turn the barge, we're going to see a lot of cards. So then the idea would be, like, for now, we take another Fortune Hunter and trash a copper, and then aim to trash the estate with the enlarge next turn, get a Harbor Village, play 1 Fortune Hunter, get a Sack of Loot, something like that. The last card should be a copper. I don't know what else it could possibly be. Over here we have 4 coppers, Fortune Hunter, and a lot of noise outside. 5, 6, 7. Okay, it's 5 coppers. Not entirely sure why there's another copper in our discard, but... Oh, it's the copper that we played off the Fortune Hunter. Right, okay. So... we play the barge for next turn. We see 8 cards out of... and the enlarge will stay in play. Wait, no, it won't. No, right. I was thinking... I don't know why I was thinking Russian Large would mean we'd play it the next 2 turns. It's only the next turn. We would have needed another card in hand for it to do anything that turn. Yeah. So actually, we do need a village. Okay. Okay. I think we do take one more silver because I think there's a decent enough chance that we end up enlarging a silver and rather than an estate. So if we even find the enlarge, which I guess we are not doing. Okay. We could rush another one. Does that make sense? We have 12 coins and 2 buys. We get that sack of loot. We can't get sack of loot and rush. Enlarge. But maybe that's fine. Rush enlarge, that costs us 7. Like, we could go rush enlarge, estate to fortune hunter, trash, copper, buy harbor village. And then plan to enlarge one of the fortune hunters. That's not bad. We do have another silver. So let's get another barge. And I guess we'll turn copper into an estate. Okay, so now, yeah, I think we do fortune hunter to sack of loot. Didn't find the sack of loot, unfortunately. We don't have another village down there, do we? Ugh. That's really annoying. So we have copper, barge, copper, and large on top. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Oh. What if we did Harbor Village Rush Fortune Hunter? We don't have the money for it. We have the money for the other way around. The reasoning being, like, if we could put the Harbor Village on top. I guess the Fortune Hunter wouldn't see it anyway. Well, maybe we just do the Rush Fortune Hunter thing just to get the... Oh, we might be able to find the sack of loot, too, if we do that. Rush Fortune Hunter is going to cost us 6. We'll have 2 left if we don't play this copper, and then we get at least 3 back. So yeah, I think. Aha. Okay. Now we can take a wealthy village. And at least increase our odds of finding a village on top. Hey, let's go. Bot loves its animal fairs. I do not think it's a good card on this board, but... We can use Orb to play something that we enlarge into. Like, say, a barge. So maybe we don't bother with... We could also rush. Maybe we don't bother to play this barge. I mean, silver to barge, orbit, buy wealthy village looks pretty good. Okay. Do we want to get another Fortune Hunter to trash a copper? Because we can always enlarge these Fortune Hunters. So I kind of do. Uh, is there any way... So, okay, if we play the copper right now, we play the harbor village, we play the barge, we hopefully draw a wealthy village. Like, we might be able to still use the orb to play something that we, like, enlarge into, like enlarging this Fortune Hunter. I just don't know... Actually... Yeah, let's do that. So even if we don't... Yeah, I was gonna say, even if we don't see a village here, we still get the effect. Barge... That... Really, I guess there's no reason to do that before we see what our sack of loot reveals. Prize goat. Well, it's good. Oh, we should have played an insignia first, too. Oh, I mean, realistically, there was no way we were doing that, but... Alright, so... Could rush another barge. And then take another wealthy village. Sure. Okay, I think we're actually pretty close to being able to just win the game. Although we don't, I mean, I guess it would help if we had more enlarges, but I mean, we can rush one and get a province for 7 instead of 8. And there's also like orb stuff potentially. Yeah, I mean, we could do Fortune Hunter to enlarge. If we want to hedge our bets. On how much we're going to do this turn. Wait, did they buy an estate or did they? Oh, yeah, they went copper to estate. Okay. Well, I'd like to get this coin from the Harbor Village. What is that last card? I have no idea. We actually don't want, like, if we're going to, dang it, if we're gonna orb the enlarge, we don't actually want to have the Fortune Hunter and top deck it. But I don't think we have another barge down there. Is it just another copper? Is it a loot of some kind? Who knows? Wait, isn't it another harbor village? We do have 2 of those. Yeah, alright. Okay, so we have 3, 6, 9, 10, 13, 16, 25 coins. If we just enlarge into a couple of provinces, we'll have 21 coins. Maybe we just take 2 provinces, rush another barge. Maybe 3 provinces, rush another barge or 2. So, like, next turn this. Gold to province. Doubloons to province. Sextant. I think we want to trash copper. Rush, barge. Next turn. 2 duration barges, is that good enough? Did we have 3 this turn? No, we only had 2, so that's probably good enough. So we could take another province. Wait, actually, if we were to rush a Fortune Hunter here, it costs us 6 coins, and that gives us 5 back, and it would let us trash a copper. I don't know if that's worth it exactly, but... Wait, what? Oh no! The sextant doesn't discard the provinces. Okay, this could actually be okay though, because we can mill provinces, guaranteed. Yeah, we got guaranteed province mill. That does seem actually kind of good. All right, let's take one more province. Did not end up taking any wayfarers. There was probably a opportunity for that. All right, so the point maximizing thing is probably not to mill the provinces. Well, and considering... Yeah. I don't think we need to either. That doesn't matter. Oh, the sack of loot gain in play. We hadn't managed to do that before. And spell scroll into another enlarge. I guess that's not any better than just gaining a duchy directly. But, oh no, wait, it is, because we can... No, it's not. Yeah, no, it totally doesn't matter. Alright, obviously we gotta trash this last copper. Did we get rid of all of our copper? We did. Amazing. That was not quite what I expected it to be. The yeah, I guess mostly because we didn't end up playing with Wayfarer, which, like I said, I don't know, maybe we should have, but Barge is pretty good. Nothing jumped out at me as an opportunity to like, oh, here, like, get a cheap Wayfarer instead. Maybe there was an opportunity though. But yeah, the enlarges were really good, and the bot did not invest in the enlarge until pretty late in the game. So I think that's the biggest difference maker here. I didn't notice it doing as much rush stuff either, other than the one time it bought rush when it just had 2 coins and didn't do anything with it. Let's see. It rushed a Wayfarer, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but I don't know. Oh, okay, it rushed an enlarge, turn 9, yeah. Rushing an animal fair, I guess that's something. Alright, it was doing some stuff. This is what I was talking about, but... I am a little surprised it didn't buy silver instead. I don't know. I don't feel like the bot normally is like avoids silver, but yeah, no rush stuff before that. But anyway, yeah, I think the enlarges were the key, really. Getting the prize goat was nice, but we mostly cleaned up copper with a combination of like trashing into Fortune Hunter, the one copper to estate trash, and yeah. I mean, we had a lot of draw anyway, so like it wasn't super critical, but it was nice. But yeah, lots of powerful stuff that you can do here with enlarge and with rush. The orb was nice. That was a nice synergy with enlarge too. Yeah. Anyway, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.